Feminist Camp in New York. Oh my god, yeah, yes, iconic. So yeah, they're so cool. This is just who I am, lads. Thanks. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So sorry there was no video last week, but most of you will have seen that I was at Feminist Camp in New York, and it was just kind of a super busy week, and I was kind of just like, I'm gonna enjoy my time here. So sorry if there was no video last week, but this week I'm gonna talk all about the experience of being at Feminist Camp, how I found out about it, what it was like, what we did, what I learned, and all that lovely stuff, because some people said they were interested, and I think a lot of people have already written to me being like, oh my god, what are you doing, what is this, like, how do I go on this? And so yeah, I'm excited to tell people about it and hope that maybe some more people can go on it in future. It's very it's literally in America, so it's mostly Americans, so it'd be really cool for like more Irish people to go and stuff, or more European people to go. So yeah, that's what this whole video is going to be about, so I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. So basically, like, I found out about it, I think I literally about 2 years ago googled Feminist Camp. Literally, I think I was just like, oh, I wonder, does such a thing exist? And it was so funny because then one of the girls at the camp, she also did the exact same thing. She also just randomly googled Feminist Camp. So I was like, yeah, I think that's what I couldn't really remember, but I was like, I think that's how I found it. So yeah, about 2 years ago, I literally googled Feminist Camp, and this came up, and I was like, oh my god, that looks amazing. It's in New York. I love New York, like, just phenomenal. And it was kind of like, obviously it's a full week, like, so I was kind of like, I think when I first looked it up, I was like, oh, I'm not really in a position to be taking a week off, going to America. I probably was during like work or something, so I couldn't really think about it. And then also the cost, like, it is pricey, and I'll talk about it as we go on. That I was like, oh god, I don't even know, will I have the money for that, like, you know? So I kind of like, you know, just didn't really get involved, didn't really put too much thought into it. And then so I was on their mailing list, and basically a few months ago we got an email being like, oh, do you want to be our PA for the camp? And basically they explain how they have like a PA for every time they do a camp, and it's kind of like you're kind of half camper, half worker, and you kind of like chaperone the group and stuff, and just kind of take notes and everything, and but basically the pros of it is that you get it for free, so like you don't have to pay like the fees and stuff. So I was like, oh, unreal, that sounds amazing. So I applied for that, and they basically came back to me and they were like, okay, look, we have gone with someone else on this occasion, but we really liked your application, so we're going to offer you 50% off the cost if you still want to come. And I was just like, oh my god, yeah, yes, whatever the cost, I'm making it work, like, yes. Because I also had to get like flights over to like New York and stuff, so it's going to be expensive. But I was like, yes, yeah, thank you, I will be there, yes. And it was perfect timing because I just left my job in Brussels, so I had this free time that I could go, and I was like, yes, amazing, great, like, delighted, happy out. And basically, like, why I wanted to do it was because, like, I love New York and I want to maybe work there someday, so it was a great thing for me to be able to like make contacts and stuff. And basically, like, what the kind of camp is, I guess, it's like you're literally just going around to different organizations in New York that are kind of like doing social bits, basically, or you're meeting individuals who are like lawyers, or like, you know, talent agents, or like music PR people or whatever, but they're incorporating feminism into their work. So it's kind of like, it's basically show people who are kind of maybe in college or just finished and don't really know what they want to do. It's to show them that how like you can incorporate feminism into like so many other kinds of industries and jobs. So perfect for me, because I was like, I would love to work here someday, I want to make contacts, I want to see what opportunities are there. It was also great for me to be able to like meet like other American feminists and see what it was kind of like there, you know, is it different to like Europe or Ireland, or just kind of get a sense, and just to meet people. Like, I've done a couple of these things before, and it's just really with the people you meet. Like, everyone there was iconic, and they're all doing such cool bits, and I'm like, oh, you're all just so cool, and like giant feminists and an inspo. So yeah, I just love it, and that was the reason I wanted to do it. So I linked the website down below just so you have all the information. But in terms of costs, it is €1,000 for like the fees for the camp, and then it is, and they're week long, and then it's dollars. I'm presuming dollars, yes, sorry, $1,000 for your fees, and like obviously the work that goes into it for all the people who organise it and stuff, and then there's $500 for food and accommodation. And basically the food is like, yeah, your breakfast and lunch every day, and then the accommodation is like, we were all in a hostel, so for us there was 8 of us in a hostel room, and it was perfect, like it was so grand. And that way you got to kind of like know the campers better, and we had like good chats at night time and stuff, and it was very, very cute. So basically I got 50% off that, and then I paid my flights then, obviously. So like obviously like still like expensive and stuff, and like a lot of people there, they're either like their colleges was, you know, were able to contribute a bit towards it, or like the camp itself does like scholarships if you're really in need. So so yeah, so like there's all different ways to kind of fund it and stuff. So yeah, so like don't let the cost kind of throw you off at first, because there are ways to work with it basically. And in my personal experience, like I would say it's absolutely worth it. Like I love New York, and I love feminism, but obviously if you don't love New York or don't like feminism, like it's not going to be worth it for you. So like obviously just weigh that up. Then as well, like not everyone stayed at the hostel, so like a couple of people say like had friends in New York, so they were able to like stay with them, and like obviously like so much cheaper. Or some people like lived in New York, so they were able to just like go home at night time. So yeah, so it really depends on you. Like I obviously stayed there because I don't live there, but like again, if you wanted to save money, you could stay with a friend or whatever, so like totally is up to you. So next I wanted to talk a bit about like who we actually met and like what we actually did. So basically, yeah, it was like Monday morning to Friday evening, and it was a full week, and we were kind of brought around by like different people who are involved in the organisation of it. So it's Soapbox is that the organisation that organised it. Say organise again, I organise. And so they're like the different staff from that, and they're all amazing as well, like oh, icons. I'm like, you're all great. They all brought us around to the different places. So like let's just have a quick look about like what we, so this is the agenda for the week. So like a couple of examples of things that we did. So we met this like jewellery company called Bird and Stone. We met like their kind of like marketing person, and basically they're kind of social enterprise where they're making jewellery, but like a profit goes towards different like social causes and stuff. So again, it's like that, like this person wasn't exactly working as like a giant feminist, but like was incorporating that into their work. So that's kind of the theme for the week. Another one really, really cool, we met this woman from the National Council for Incarcerated and Formerly Incarcerated Women and Girls. So that was like, she was an icon, and it was like her story was just insane, and like it was really interesting to hear what she had to say about like the like prison system in general and stuff. And it was just fascinating. And like obviously the prison system in America is just like a whole being and a whole entity in itself, so it was fascinating for me as an Irish person who doesn't really know that much about it to get an insight into that. Like it was crazy. Then we went to a film screening that was basically this production company set up by 2 girls. They were like 26. I was like, oh my god. And they like were making their own show and stuff. It was so cool. So like again, I was like people who we know weren't necessarily working in like social justice or whatever, but like through their passion. So like film, for example, we're incorporating like women's empowerment and all that into that. Like it was just so cool. Other things, like we met like a lawyer, we met like a music PR person, we went to the NBA, which was hilarious. We met like their head of social or like diversity and inclusion, so that was really cool. So again, like she's working for the NBA. It was like basketball, it's a big huge like, you know, corporation, but she was telling us like how they, you know, what things they're doing to like make just the world a better place basically through like their players and stuff like that. So it's really, really cool, and like I'm obviously making it good for the staff there and everything. So like yeah, it was really, really cool. We met someone who works for Planned Parenthood but is also a doula. So if you don't know what a doula is, Google it. Like so cool. And they're basically there for you. I actually learned that I thought doulas were just there for your pregnancy while you're pregnant, but they can also be there if you're having a miscarriage or if you're having an abortion. So that was like really interesting for me to learn that. So again, like that, like, and like that was kind of an example of where like her day job was Planned Parenthood, but like her being a doula was just completely voluntary. Like that was just what she did like on the side. So it was like, again, kind of theme of the week was like, even if your day job isn't like something to do with feminism, you can still dedicate your life towards that in something else, like outside of work. Like it's really, really cool. And then yeah, so I put this up on my Instagram. We did a papaya workshop, and basically it was where we actually learned how to perform manual vacuum aspiration, which is basically how they would perform an abortion. And we did that using papayas, and it was really, really interesting to see it done. It literally like took like max 5 minutes, like, and it really framed it like a completely medical way, as opposed to being this like, oh my god, abortion, you know. And it was definitely surreal, and it was definitely like, oh my god, that's so weird. Like that was just like how it would be done in person. It was definitely like, it wasn't like this easy thing to see, but it was good to see how quick it was, like what, and we saw what actually would like come out, you know, like pictures and stuff in an actual real abortion. So it was really, really beneficial to see that. And as well, like aside from that, like we talked about all about just like, you know, reproduction in general and contraception and yeah, just like services that are available. And yeah, it was really, really cool. Each day had a theme. So like the first day was like justice and filmmaking, so that was when we watched the film. Second day was careers, we met like the lawyer and the MBA people. The third day was reproductive justice, so that was when we did that. Then the next day was media, the theme was media, so we watched like a live taping of this talk show. We went to a talent agency, they like are like book agents, like TV agents or like music agents, like really, really like crazy. Then we went to Feminist Press or Feminist book publisher, like so cool, iconic. Then that evening we met Gloria Steinem and Alana Glazer. They were doing a talk show, so that was like insane as well, like so cool. So it was really like, it was so different the whole week. Like, and then the next day we had the last day the theme was art, so we went to like an art gallery, we met people who make films again, and then we went to the Brooklyn Museum, and there was like a feminist exhibition on in the museum. So again, like so cool, like every day was so different, like we met so many people, and it was just, yeah, amazing, like, and just like really, really cool to me. Like we met people who were doing really, really cool things in feminist space, and like it was amazing. So I just was like in my element. Obviously, like the week was super long, the days were super long, and you're like, for a lot of it you are just kind of sitting there like listening. Obviously there's kind of Q&A at the end and stuff, but like if you say like don't ask a question, you're kind of just sitting there and you do get tired, you know what I mean? So like that was kind of tough, but like I went in expecting that. So like, yeah, you kind of have to just kind of maybe work up to like keep your energy levels up and stuff. And like each evening then I kind of just went off and did my own thing, because I kind of like to be alone when I've been with people the whole day. And so I just like strolled around New York, like got dinner on my own, and it was just, yeah, it was gorgeous. I was loving myself really. For me, in terms of what I got out of it, like I met some amazing people, and who knows what that might lead to down the line, I don't know. Something that I got out of it that wasn't actually anything to do with the agenda of the camp, and it was just the other women and girls on the trip. They were just amazing, and they were really from like diverse backgrounds and stuff, and they were all so intelligent and so articulate and so like outspoken about like their experiences and stuff. And there was a couple kind of situations throughout the week where maybe, you know, we had been in rooms with people who maybe they were maybe like white feminists, you know, or like they kind of maybe were saying they were doing bits but like weren't really doing that much, I don't know. And like I was kind of in those rooms and I was like, wow, this is grand, yeah. And then like the other girls on the camp, you know, maybe the girls of colour were kind of like, that actually isn't that great. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like I thought that was fine. And then I kind of like, so it really kind of, I was kind of taken aback a lot throughout the week, and it really confirmed for me like how much more work I still have to do on myself, and like my biases, and not even my biases, but just like my privilege, and kind of how I might be ignorant to certain things because I'm white and I'm privileged, and so it really kind of reaffirmed that for me. And I think like I would have only really gotten that in the States. Like obviously the States is very diverse in terms of like colour and ethnicity and, you know, culture, and I don't think I would have gotten that experience had I done something like this in Europe. So I think that's really what was amazing for me, and it really did give me a sense of how it must be on the ground for women of colour, something that I obviously wouldn't have a clue about. So yeah, that was amazing for me, and I really it kind of threw me a bit, but obviously super grateful, because we all need to continue working on ourselves and doing great bits. So I was happy for that. And yeah, the rest of the girls on the camp were just iconic. So yeah, they're so cool. They're probably all watching now like, oh my god, cringe. But yeah, this is just who I am, lads. Thanks. In terms of would I recommend it? Like absolutely. Yeah, again, as I said, it really depends on what your priorities are. Like for me, I'm a giant feminist and I want to live in New York, so of course I was gonna go. If those aren't your priorities, like maybe don't go, like, you know. But honestly, like if anyone has any questions about it, like, you know, I said I'll put all the information down below on like when the next one is, or like just the website in general. But totally feel free to get on to me, and if you have any questions, then I would love to like answer. As I said, I would love for more Irish people to go. It'd be really cool. In terms of the group, there was one Irish, me, he, one South African, and the rest were American. So yeah, as I said, it'd be really cool for more like Irish or Europeans to go and just, yeah, see what it's like. And it was really cool, and I really do recommend it to anyone who would be interested. So that is this week's video. I hope you got a better sense of what I did for the week, and I will see you all in the next week's video. Bye!